Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm annoyed, and I'm David, and I'm a very annoyed David. Again, we get our victories last Friday. We got to have our fun and did our victory laps and stuff like that. It was a Thursday when Trump. Anyway, it's on the 30th when Trump got his 34th felony convictions, and now it's a step back. In case you hadn't heard, the Georgia Appeals Court has halted the election subversion conspiracy case, the RICO case, against Donald Trump and his co-defendants. An order was filed on Wednesday from the Court of Appeals, basically halting the case. The case will now be on hold until a panel of judges rules whether Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis should be disqualified. They're expected to rule on the disqualification issue by March 2025. Thank you, Judge McAfee, for letting that go through. And it's nice to know that the appeals court in Georgia really felt the need to step in and make sure everything's on the up and up. Heaven forbid the actual person who's being accused of this, who's running for the presidency, who is the presumptive Republican nominee for the presidency, actually have a trial and be held accountable for his actions or his non-actions. He could be acquitted of all this. Wouldn't it be great if the voters had the ability to see the evidence, see the trial, and see the outcome before they cast something which might be the most consequential presidential election in our lifetimes? The 2020 was certainly a consequential election. 2024 is too. Heaven forbid we do that. Nope. Okay, so my previous video, which is only like a day or two old now, and I was grumping about, Fani Willis stepping back as opposed to stepping down. Well, that's all out the window now. It doesn't matter if she steps back now. At least I don't think it does. Because this appeals, basically they're going to rule whether or not she should be disqualified. I don't know if she can step back at this point. And at this point, she just might say, screw it. It's going to be delayed, then fine. I'm going to be in charge of it. And I'm okay with that. As I've said on multiple videos, we can't rely on our governmental leaders to save us. We can't rely on the media to save us. We can't rely on the military to save us. And now we can't rely on the courts to save us. It's always been about us saving us. Sorry to be a broken record, but it's the only... It's that big exhale. It's the only way to deal with a setback. And it probably is, part of it's like, yes, we can just get this through, and then we'll get this case, and people will see, and, the justice will come writing in to save the folks. No, it won't. We got our justice with the New York case. And that looks like it's going to be the only thing we're going to get to work with. Could be wrong. Maybe something will happen with Judge Tanya Chutkin and Jack Smith's January 6th case. But the Georgia RICO case has now been basically postponed until next year. So let's look at the energy around Fani Willis with this case, and we'll go with... Oh, and that's not the only one here. And then what else do we have? And Judge Cannon in Florida, this is just going to be the bee's knees, the 1-2 punch here. She's willing to hold a hearing to see, basically, if the federal investigators that the special counsel are going to be put under oath so that Trump's attorneys can question them to decide if they were legally appointed. This is just plain freaking ridiculous. Maybe this was her. I kept getting the Nine of Wands. Maybe this is that Nine of Wands moment. Is that she has this hearing and then rules that they don't have jurisdiction or something along those lines. And then there's going to be a whole slew of appeals, and that's going to be the piece de resistance of delaying the Mar-a-Lago documents case. that might be coming into focus now. So we have two things to rule on. Judge McAfee, do I think he's corrupt? No. I think he's a dumbass. And he opened the door wide open for this under the guise of trying to give Donald Trump a fair shake. You know what? That's like saying, I'm going to give this fox a fair shake. I'm going to let him walk around the henhouse enclosure, and I'm sure he won't do anything bad because I don't want anybody to think that foxes should be vilified. If you're a frog, don't give a scorpion a ride across the river on your back. Just saying. Fani Willis. What's the energy around Fani Willis? Entertainment purposes only. Deck is upside down. Knight of Cups. What a... This is a bunch of crap. This is a gift to Donald Trump, courtesy of the Republican Party in Georgia. He has no business with this type of gift. This is just a powerful person with friends in high places, and what they did was not illegal, but it's definitely a favor. I'm sure the Glenn Kirshner, I can't wait to see the Glenn Kirshner's Justice Matters and the Midas Touch, Ben Meiselas and Michael Popak. Have to go through the names here. Their takes on it, but I can't imagine that they're going to be thrilled with this. What do you cross that with? The Eight of Wands. And then there's that Two of Wands, that planning out the next move. Now, if I was just focusing on Fani Willis, it could be like, to me, this is a gift. This is a gift of slowing down this case and giving Trump time to kick this case down the road so that it doesn't come up during the election. That doesn't mean that maybe there could be actions that Fani Willis takes that will help speed things up, and she might be thinking about them. Okay? So this could be one of those layered readings. We'll read it first as the energy around this case slowing down, then I'll read it again as, opportunities for Fani Willis. By the way, the word opportunity, that's one of those words that makes me want to punch out HR people or motivational speakers. It's like, it's not a setback, it's an opportunity. Well, you know what? From where I'm sitting, it feels like a setback. I realize it could be an opportunity, but it sure feels like a setback because there was urgency with this, and it's ridiculous. In the past, we have the Strength card. The GOP has been in charge. I'm sorry, this is just going to be I'm going to be bashing the GOP in this reading. My apologies. They've been in charge. And the reason why I'm apologizing is that it's hard to be neutral when it just looks like general corruption. It's the good old boys network. Oh, here's this uppity DA trying to do stuff. We can't have that. So let's just delay things for a while, It's too soon. This is like the school shootings, It's too soon. Thoughts and prayers. Too soon to discuss this issue. We need to give it time to ferment and foment. And, we really need to sort of take it down a notch and let the voters decide in a vacuum, because that's what we want. We want them to decide in a vacuum, not on actual, facts and stuff like that. Overarching energy is the Five of Wands, the Hillbilly Brawl card. Drunken Hillbilly Brawl card. You know what this is? To me, this is pure freaking cowardice. This is an option for Georgia to avoid something happening quickly. This is cowardice because they're afraid of MAGA and what MAGA will do. And when the appeals court got brought in, MAGA turns their gaze of Sauron onto them and starts threatening them. And by kicking this can down the road, all the ways down the way, Donald Trump no longer talks about this case because it's not going to be talked about for months. And then MAGA can go turn their attention to Michael Cohen's family. You know? Lesson to be learned is the Two of Swords. In this case, justice wasn't blind. These folks chickened out. They flat out chickened out. They just kicked the can down the road, and they're hoping. They are hoping beyond all hope that Donald Trump either doesn't get elected and dies, or does get elected and treats them kindly. The outcome is the Ten of Swords. Is it the killing off of the case? Probably not, but it's the killing off of this case for all intents and purposes for making an impact on the 2024 election. Now, I said I was going to read this as the Fani Willis one. And this is that, it's not a setback, it's an opportunity. And I swear to God, if I'm going to find that person who came up with that term and I'm going to introduce them to blunt force trauma, this way. Let them know what I think about their opportunity. But let's just pretend, that Fani Willis is like, oh, I see an opportunity here. And she might she might take some quick action on it as she plans something going forward here. She'll rely on her strengths with RICO cases in the back. Would she walk away from it? Maybe that's the opportunity. Maybe she walks away from it to stop, it stops the case cold in its tracks because you don't have to remove the DA. She's already walked away from it. That way, this hearing that needs to be decided by March 2025 doesn't happen. That is one possibility which still aligns with what I've said in the past. Now, let's say she decides that she's not going to walk away from it. Okay, fine. I'm going to, basically, this is my case. They're going to delay it. I'm not walking away. I'm going to fight. I'm going to put up a fight like they've never seen a fight before. And then they're going to have to make their decision based on facts. Will they remove her? Possibly. I don't know. It brings things to an end. Maybe, again, if she fights it, she could bring this thing to an end, too. If she stays on, if she does not walk away, if she fights this, I think she will fight the good fight. I do not see how the appeals court tells her to leave. I don't see it. But just because I don't see it, my problem is I'm blinded by justice and fairness. And yeah, God, I'm up here on my emotions again on this one. I get comments like, "Oh, we like it when you get angry. You're being real." Yeah, I'm being real. Part of it though is I'm supposed to be calming things down, not amping it up. But right now, it's outrage. I'm just outraged. My brother and I both have a really strong sense of fairness and fair play. Cheating is not an option. Cheating is BS. We want the best. We want the best player, the best team, the most suited one to win because that's what's fair. Yeah. Okay. What do I want to throw on this? When the information is finally weighed upon by the Georgia Appeals Court, I'll bow for the Georgia Appeals Court, will Fani Willis be removed from this case? Again, David the person does not think that that's a reasonable way to handle this. But what I think is reasonable and what the law is and what people will decide is out of my control. The World card, bringing things to a closure, bringing things full circle, bringing things to an end, the end of a journey. There's going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing, a lot of action taken. Messaging about values. Poor choices. Five of Swords. Winner takes all. Well, it's kind of talking about, you know, oh, because they're going to talk about the money. Yeah, they're going to talk about the money. Honestly, this is not a great card to have underneath here. I think in the end, Fonnie Willis is going to kind of have, she's going to make up her own mind. They'll give their recommendation based on it. You know, you can fight, you can go ahead and proceed with this trial, but you know, there's that appearance of those bad appearances are going to stick around with this. But I do think that she will get to make that choice. I don't think they're going to remove her. This is the only hang-up card in there, is that one. I do think Fonnie Willis wins that case and will stay on it if she chooses to stay on it. Okay. Judge Cannon. Everybody's favorite. Alright, Judge Cannon. You want to hold a hearing on, they want amicus briefs brought in. Want to put the federal investigators under oath, so she's going to dedicate a day and a half this month to hearing arguments about the legality of his prosecutor. This makes me think bad thoughts. The Supreme Court's not doing themselves any favor. You know, literally, you know, this is like the backlash for all the good news that we got with Trump. This on Thursday, it was Thursday. This literally is the backlash for it. It's like, you know, we got a major victory with Trump and got to move a few steps forward. And then the Supreme Court comes in and strikes down racial gerrymandering laws in South Carolina. Fulton County is going to delay the RICO case for another 8 to 10 months. The Mar-a-Lago case is going to go on some wackadoodle sidetrack for basically settled case law. They never let us have our victories for long. Mar-a-Lago documents case. Put in the prosecutors under oath, because this is a trial on the prosecutors, not on Donald Trump. There's Jack Smith front and center. I couldn't have asked for a better signifier card. Okay? For those who are new or recent to the channel, the King of Swords has been my Jack Smith card for months. And it's nice to see that Mr. Smith has showed up for this one. And he, to be honest, God, he doesn't look happy. This guy looks pissed. Cross with the Fool. He's dealing with an idiot. No offense to Judge Cannon, but you're a bleeding idiot. Maybe this is what finally gets him to take action. I don't know. Hanged Man. Well, this might be the thing that finally gets him to take action. Again, I don't know if this is one of those orders that he can appeal, but at some point, her actions are going to be such that you can only imagine the the Florida appeals court is just dreading when this case is going to drop, because they're going to have to do something. Hanged Man. Underneath it, Hanged Man. I don't think of this as looking at this in a new light. I don't think Jack Smith's going to be like, oh, we have an opportunity. There's that word again. We have an opportunity to establish more case law that special counsels are legal. this might be I have an opportunity to get this nut job kicked off the bench on this trial, but I also think this is throwing somebody under the bus. I think to me this is that low energy. You know what? You've done your last effing around. You're about to find out. Okay, so Judge Cannon's probably going to be the Queen of Wands in this reading. Judge Cannon has issued her paperless orders so that nothing can be challenged in court, and keeps delaying these court cases, and now is basically going to say Jack Smith has no jurisdiction over this and should be dismissed because special prosecutors aren't a thing. There's that Two of Wands. So what's next? The planning and the actions that are coming up here. Actions that are going to be taken next. Remember, underneath this all is an opportunity or throwing somebody under the bus. And here's the top card over it. Didn't even get a chance to flip it. It's just sitting there. The overarching energy is the devil. All of this is being done in favor of corruption. There is no doubt that Judge Eileen Cannon, this is not incompetence. Just put it this way. She may be a fool, but that doesn't preclude her from doing it in being a corrupt fool. Lesson to be learned, I think the corrupt fool is coming to an end. That or she manages to get, Jack Smith kicked off the case. That would be an amazing trick on her part to send him packing. Lesson to be learned is his time's up. I think it's quite the opposite. I think her time's up. I think this thing right here opens the door for Jack Smith. But then again, what the heck do I know? I'm not a legal scholar, dude. I have no idea what this is. I watched Midas Touch and Justice Matters just like the rest of you, and they don't always answer these questions. I've skipped the last card here. The outcome is the Ten of Cups. Happy endings? The endings we deserve? Are we going to get the ending we deserve? I don't know. It's going to work out. Maybe that's the message. It's going to work out, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana out of half the cards are major arcana. And we got the beginning of the journey and the ending of the journey. And we got the Hangman and the Devil card. These are some major cards here. Again, from what I've seen with case law, this is ridiculous. There is no reason to entertain this. None whatsoever. What's Eileen Cannon's future? Starting with by this, not even by the equinox, from the equinox to of 2024 through the winter solstice of 2024. So that's going to take us from September through December. What's happening with Judge Cannon, especially with regards to this case? What's happening with her? Knight of Wands, just progress. She might still be around, preventing anything from moving forward quickly. Cross with the Six of Swords, leaving, getting out of trouble. Maybe action's finally taken on her. Let's see what the rest of the cards are. Oh, hey, just in case you're wondering where that card was, it found its way to the bottom of the deck here. I think by this summer and fall, the things that she's done for Donald Trump, for the GOP, for the Federalist Society, she may have completed her plan, and it's okay for her to leave because the court case has been delayed long enough that she doesn't have to be on it anymore. This could be because the court case is now delayed. Donald Trump didn't get elected. Donald Trump, has a major stroke heart attack and an aneurysm and is a pool of jello somewhere. What do we have in the past? This is, she was asked to do favors. She was given gifts and she returned favors. That was in the past. Current situation is that 9 of Wands. Yeah, I keep getting, this is the card I keep getting for her. It's like that one more thing, that one more thing, that one more thing. She's putting that one more thing into action and then she can leave. Or she's put that thing into action. Messaging, things happening quickly. For somebody who's moving slowly, it's like when she decides to leave, it's announced quickly and suddenly. I'm not seeing necessarily, this could be her being removed too, but Judgment, yeah. I would like to see her removed before, like, September. I just don't know if it's going to happen. We've got the Judgment card here. Lesson to be learned is the Judgment card. She's shown everybody who she is. The zombies will worship her, but I can't imagine the legal minds in Florida are going to look upon her kindly in her position. The outcome is the Tower. Sometime by the end of this year, she's done, and I think she's done and she's out. Is it going to be in time for there to be a difference? Probably not, because we don't seem to be deserving of such things. Maybe Spirit just feels that somehow if we, Trump was convicted on RICO charges and had to serve minimum prison sentences over there, and the Mar-a-Lago documents case was found guilty on those and had to serve prison sentences for that somehow we would be negligent in voting or something like that. I don't know. I'm grumpy. I'm grumpy because this is not how I want it done. Where's that Ace of Wands? I'm telling you, I want to be in charge. I want to call some shots. And I don't care what the consequences are. I just want what I want. Grumble, grumble, grumble. All right. Enough of Angry David. We'll just end this thing here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. If you liked this video, check out Twin Tarot with Gary and David. It's a tarot chat I do with my identical twin brother, Gary. Or if you want to see some more international news, check out Tarot of the Seven Seas, which is my international channel. Thank you for supporting this channel. I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.